So Polica parallel.
Right.
Could you explain Eckhart Tolle's ego? But still, I don't understand.
Ego.
I thought this is another you.
Okay.
You yourself. I thought.
Right. But that is correct. Actually, that is correct. So basically,
human being has two persons
well,
in
actually,
your mind.
multiple persons in your mind.
Multiple.
Because, yeah, it depends basically on.
Not two.
Basically, your personality is relative to others. So you have your true person. That is something that is there's only one. That is your real self, your authentic self. It's not the role that you play, but it's really you. It's your mind. It's your spirit. It's your true intentions. But you also in daily life you are surrounded with other people, with other experiences, and basically you play a role there. You play a role as a father, as a son, as a company president, as you have all these roles, and very often we forget our true selves when we encounter other people. When you are for example engaging with people in your role as Sacho, you have a different feeling, a different attitude than when you are engaging with friends, with peers. When you're engaging with your wife, then you may have another attitude than when engaging with your son. So it's basically your mind gets transposed from your true self to the roles that you play, and in your role you can get, for example, impatient or angry or anxious about the past, about the future.
Ego.
This is your ego. Your ego is worried about the past. Your ego is worried about the future. Your ego is the company president, is the husband.
Motivation is not ego.
So basically, motivation, your true self, your ego can be motivated, but usually not by. Well, not by motives that matter. Like that's your ego is worried about status, about money.
Ego
about
is mind movement.
So ego basically ego is concerned with status, is concerned with things like that. So or I deserve more respect, or desires. How do other
ego itself is very selfish, right?
Ego is very selfish.
And self-centered.
Right. But more abstract. I think there is also a possibility that your ego is.
The ego want to watch TV, but he don't want to make effort.
Because ego is not really. So basically, your ego, for example, is something that really craves respect, and so maybe you want to study because you get the promotion, and when you get a promotion, people respect you more, and you will appreciate that because
emotional side.
It is, it's all the worldly things around.
Rational.
It is, well, I don't think it's not rational. It's rational, but it's not.
Rational is
it doesn't
you.
really matter. So it does not really matter. Like status and things, they are intangible. What does status mean to yourself, really? It's just your ego who is pleased.
You want to get more higher position is not ego.
That's ego.
No.
Ego.
You want to get more higher position is you yourself. Ego is more selfish.
No, don't mistake ego with egoism or selfishness.
They try to more desire, right? More selfish desire. He want to relax. Ego is very lazy.
No, ego can be very hardworking. Ego can be very hardworking. Now, ego means the outside you. It's not your true self. It's the role that you play. So basically, it's the role that you play. You play a role as a husband, and as a husband, you can get angry with your wife because you feel that you're tired, you've worked hard.
Oh, yes, ego is emotional.
That's your ego. That's your emotional part. So because you
but
feel
nothing about rational.
It's nothing about your your true heart. Because if you think about it, you are just playing the role as her husband. You are not. Basically, you are you. The husband part is just a role that you play. It's not really you. So that is your intrinsic self. So you can get emotional, you can get upset about all kinds of things because you mistake yourself as a husband. But
Ego is unconsciousness.
yeah, that's a very good description, I think. Real consciousness is aware of the fact that the quarrel with your wife doesn't matter.
I don't understand. Ego is that they want to get more higher position?
No.
No.
Well, basically, your ego, it pleases your ego. For example, if you get your new business card and it says CEO.
Okay, I said
you walk into a room.
Another mind is expressing something wrong. My definition is you yourself, two persons in your mind. One is you is communicate with other people. The other one is ego. Ego is not coming out, but this ego is inside you. The other one, you communicate with your wife, you communicate with outside world. But ego is inside you yourself.
No.
Ego is coming out?
You didn't read the book, did you?
No, that I just asked question.
Okay.
That's the reason I asked question.
Right, okay. So basically, ego is your outside
Wait a
personality.
minute. I reviewed his video a lot.
Right.
Okay. And I write down his memoir a lot. And they have not a lot of narration. And he's writing books, and I listen to many. So that's the reason I just make a question for you.
Right. So ego is.
I writing down many lines from his speech. So that's the reason I'm telling you. And he said, the I by myself, they have two I.
Right.
One is ego, one is my I myself. Okay.
One is your
And
ego.
the
Yeah.
ego is not coming outside. He is communicate with I by myself, and just always strive each other, right? And he's talking. So I saw that. So you mean that I communicate with my and I do the outside world. This is I. Ego never coming out. Ego is telling you something.
No, that's not
Ego
correct.
doesn't come out.
That's not That's not how he describes it in his books.
So ego is coming out.
Ego is not. You are not fighting with your ego. Basically, your ego, you can be different from yourself. Ego is the role that you play. Is the way that you take pleasure into how other people see you. How you can be proud of yourself. Proud
Okay,
of yourself.
the other way I try to explain. And the mental doctor, he said the conscious unconsciousness. You have two you yourself. Okay.
Right.
Two both of you exist in your mind.
Right.
One is conscious, one is unconscious.
Right.
Conscious is coming outside. Unconscious never going outside. But conscious unconscious is always strive each other. That's called stress. That's called worryings.
But that's not what Tolle
He said?
is talking about. No.
What he is talking about? I don't understand why. What he's.
Well, basically,
He's,
what he says is that people can be truly happy if they can forget about their ego, can be truly mindful when they forget about their ego, when they realize that their anger comes from their identification with the parts that they play. That's not really
He
themselves.
said, forget ego.
Forget about your ego. If you really want to be mindful, forget about your ego. Forget about what somebody said to you, and forget about the fact that you deserve more respect.
Where located the ego located in your mind? Located is something.
It's not a part in your mind. It's basically you create this imaginary world. Where
Ego is the illusion.
It's an illusion. Basically, it's your pride. It's your position. It's how other people see you, and that tickles your ego.
How do you define ego?
Ego is your
Selfishness?
no, it's not selfishness. Ego is more the role that you play. The roles that you play. That's your ego.
Roles that you play. But
Right.
I by myself, I'm a role